Well, at Club Menangle last Saturday night, Krug was simply awesome. Just Remember Me was simply superb. And both the star attractions from New Zealand are on track for Group 1 glory during the upcoming Miracle Mile Carnival. In charge of their preparation on a caretaker role is Jack Trainer. Also joining Jack in that role is a very impressive young man by the name of Carter Dalgety. He joins me now. Well, Carter, welcome. Unfortunately, you've just stepped off the track here at Club Menangle. Not the start you wanted to your driving career on this side of the Tasman with a fair de cover galloping and just didn't want to play the game.
Yeah, well, not the best start, but that's all good. Probably the complete opposite to my start in New Zealand, so no, it's only can go up from here.
Yeah, you got a few drives later in the day, but you have arrived in Australia with the driving gear, so you are open to offers.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, I'll be here for a couple of months, so it'd be good to get out there and get a bit more experience in a new country and a new track.
And what do you think of the circuit here at Menangle?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, we train on it here most days, staying in the training centre, and it's a lovely big track. It's got a nice surface on it. They run fast, and yeah, I'm enjoying it.
And your impressions of the training centre?
Outstanding. Yeah, it's got all the facilities that you need. Great boxes, paddocks and ice, water walkers. It's just got everything you want.
Krug last Saturday night was, as I mentioned, just simply supreme. There was a couple of things I noticed about him, Carter. Very cool, calm, relaxed customer in the barn and when he was parading, and he has a presence about him.
He does, yeah. He's just a real gentleman, still being a stallion. He's a stunner to look at, as a lot of people would have seen, and just a real class animal. He handles himself very well at the races and the same at home. So yeah, he's just a lovely horse to be around.
Compare him to that particular performance here last week and during the Albion Park Carnival, the Winter Carnival up there. Has he progressed?
Massively, yeah. Albion Park probably didn't see the best of Krug. He was coming off a long campaign after winning his 2 derbies, so he probably wasn't at his peak, but Menangle's definitely going to see the best of him.
We're standing in front of the Chariots of Fire honour roll here, and there's a name up there, 2013, Christen Me, driven by Dexter Dunn, someone very much associated with the Dalgety brand and of course trained by your dad. Is this fella Krug on track to have his name on there as well?
I think he is, yeah. Obviously I was quite young when Christen Me was racing, but he just had phenomenal speed, that horse, and Krug's probably a little bit of a different style of horse. He's very tough and he can hold a high speed for a long time, so a different style of horse, but yeah, he's definitely up to his ability.
Filly Just Remember Me led throughout, had a little bit in reserve. She was very impressive.
Yeah, she's really impressing me, this filly. She just keeps getting better and better every time, and as everyone would have saw, they got a little bit close to her, but that's just her. She'll just do what she has to, and the closer they get, the faster she'll go. So yeah, you will see a lot more from her.
And the Oaks is her main target?
Yeah, the New South Wales Oaks, and probably a couple of Tuesday races in between, just to keep her ticking over.
Being in charge of these 2 wonderful performers, great responsibility, but also a great vote of confidence from both your mum and dad, Cran in particular, along with your mother, Chrissy.
Yeah, it is a big opportunity, and it's a lot of fun actually. It's quite humbling to get to go away with 2 horses of this ability, so I'm just trying to do my best for the horses and learning off Jack as well in a new country, so yeah, just trying to do my best.
And this association with Jack Trainer goes back to when you were about 4 or 5 years old. Jack was only about 13 at the time, and as we mentioned, Dexter Dunn, who's got a great association with the Dalgety brand, brought Jack up to the stables with Jack looking for an opportunity.
That's exactly it. Yeah, I was only up to Jack's knees when he walked in the door, so we've known each other for a long time and always stayed connected, but it's just great to be back with him now, and it's like nothing's changed, so it's really cool.
Yeah, it must be a great thrill now to be working side by side.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's quite cool looking at the comparison photos of the 2 of us now, so yeah, it is quite cool when those things happen in life.
No doubt both mum and dad would be very proud of the way Jack's career has unfolded.
Absolutely, yeah. When he came into our barn and our property, he was just, I don't know, he probably didn't know a lot really, and he came in and stayed at our place for a few years and got his driver's licence and made the big call to move over here on his own, so it was a credit to him, and he's just thrived.
Now, you managed to get one up on your famous dad when you drove a winner, although it was a dead heat at Oamaru with a Jura Flirt. You're only 18, with the same age you are now. That must have been a wonderful thrill.
Oh, it was massive, yeah. Probably something I didn't expect. I just wanted to get around well and take it all in, but to win my first race, it was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, your dad drove his first, 19 years of age at Cambridge, but he did it also for harness racing royalty, Roy and Barry Purdon.
For sure, yeah, he worked for them for a lot of years, and that's where he says he's learnt a lot of his habits now for training. So, yeah, the Purdon family has got a big dynasty in New Zealand and Australian racing.
Yeah, your dad hasn't driven for over 20 years, more closer to 30. He's just mainly concentrated on training. What a success that's been.
Yeah, for sure. He's been training pretty well his whole life now. He's had some good drivers go through his barn as well. So he's the right man to learn off, and yeah, it's going well at the moment.
And he did enjoy success too when he trained over at West Melton.
For sure, yeah, that's our home base, Kentuckiana Lodge it is. So we've got a nice setup there, and yeah, the horses do seem to be happy.
Now you're a fourth generation Dalgety involved in harness racing, going back to your great-grandfather, Jim Dalgety Sr., who then passed on the knowledge to Jim Jr., then on to Cran, and now yourself. A wonderful dynasty.
It is, yeah. There's a lot of Dalgetys. It's sort of right through my blood on both sides, but to carry on the Dalgety name in the harness is a good thing to do, and hopefully I can do it proud.
That's one thing that your grandfather did achieve, probably knocking off both you and your dad, was his first winner was 156 to 1 pop.
Yeah, that's a pretty big effort. You don't see a lot of those these days, so just shows how good an effort it was back in the day.
There's also an association there with another star performer from New Zealand, Robert Dunn.
Yeah, Robert Dunn, he was with Dad and worked for me granddad for a long time, so it's quite cool, you know, seeing Robert and Dexter and John and all filtering around, and obviously Dexter working for my father and that, so it's just a big happy family really.
And no doubt you've still got wonderful memories, although you were only a youngster at the time. A year after Chris and me won the Chariots of Fire, he returned to win the Miracle Mile once again with Dexter in the sulky.
He did, yeah. That I'll never forget that. Even though I was young, it was just awesome, and I know Dad was very proud of that win, and probably stands to one of his biggest wins of his career.
Now, if anyone's bred in the purple, you are, on both sides of the family tree. Not apart from the Dalgety name, we then throw in your mum, Chrissy, and she's got three famous brothers. Just happen to go by the name of Tim, Anthony, and Rodney Butt. Yeah, so
there's a bit of black type breeding there. So, as I said, it's right through my blood. So, yeah, hopefully I can do something with it.
Geez, if we threw you in the sales ring, you'd fetch a pretty penny.
Well, yeah, so they say, but as they say, you can always have the blood, but you've got to have the ability.
It's good to know that you can call on people of that nature. You've got your father's family and your mother's family, just harness racing royalty.
Absolutely, it's great. A lot of resources. If I want another opinion or anything, it's just a phone call away. So, yeah, it's very good to have that.
Now, apart from harness racing, you're also involved in doing a Bachelor of Commerce at the Lincoln University. What are you majoring in there?
I'm majoring in supply chain management. So that's just learning about the whole supply chain of all products in the world. So it's very interesting, and yeah, I'm quite enjoying it.
Now, there was one particular stage of your young career that you had doubts about harness racing until you bought a filly by the name of Susanna. She changed your mind both with horses and being involved in harness racing.
Yeah, she did. I just, young fella, put my hand up at the sales and took home Susanna, and the rest was history really. She really got me hooked on the sport and driving and training, and she probably taught me a lot of pretty much everything I know now. So I've got a lot to thank for that horse.
Well, it's been wonderful to catch up with you, Carter, and just having a bit of a reminiscing also about the days gone by with Chris and me. And no doubt there's a lot more glory ahead for the Dalgety brand. Hopefully we can catch up with both you and Jack as the Miracle Mile Carnival rolls around. But for now, great to catch up with you.
Yeah, great, thank you. It's good to be here.